Welcome to Seltzer Squad, the podcast about staying sober in the city, with your hosts, Kate Zander and Jess Valentine.
Did y'all know that you can get extra Seltzer Squad content at patreon.com/Seltzer Squad?
Yeah, Kate, they can get early access to our episodes. They can get videos of us and even bonus episodes every month.
That no one else gets.
No one else gets it, only our patrons. So this is truly a labor of love for us. So if you could help support us, we'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, man, we love you, Squad.
We love you, Squad.
Sign up at patreon.com/Seltzer Squad.
Hey, Kate, what is the number one sober tool that we always recommend?
Therapy.
Therapy. And we have recently partnered with BetterHelp. Do you want to tell everyone what that's about?
So BetterHelp is an online mental health platform. Basically what it is, it's an app that you get access to therapists. So you take their short quiz, they match you with somebody in your area, and it's affordable private counseling for individuals and couples anytime, anywhere. You don't even have to leave your house. You don't even have to wear hard pants.
That is amazing.
And what are we giving our listeners?
10% off. Just go to betterhelp.com/Seltzer Squad.
Hi.
Jess.
What's up?
How's your new gamer headset?
I feel like a pilot. I didn't even think about a gamer. I should have got the one, like a pink one with like kitty ears or whatever they do, like the kids all have on TikTok.
Yeah, you can get accessories for your headset.
Well, I'm just happy that this works because
Me
I
too.
feel like I was always having technical difficulties, and it's just nice having one headset
y'all have
rather
no
than worrying
idea how
about
many,
it was
just idiots.
pain in the booty. Yeah, I feel so free. I only have one cord rather than a few.
Wait,
What
so
is
let's catch
this?
up because where we left these poor people, we were like down in the dumps.
I know. Well, it's funny that
It
you
was in
say
the
that
doldrums
because
of February and we were both not in a good place.
it's funny that you mentioned that. I was doing yard work and
Okay.
I started listening to that episode because I'm like, I feel like we were both like really sad and all that shit. And I only listened to the first few episodes. The first few minutes, and I was just like, okay, yeah, I get it. And now I'm just angry.
What? Why? Angry at us or angry at what?
No, in life, like,
Oh, okay.
oh yeah.
You've moved on to
But
anger.
we've moved on to anger. But I need to know about you. What's going on with you?
Wait, no, you have to go first now. Anger trumps my whatever I'm feeling.
I mean, does it though? Okay. I'm just going to try to like not be a fucking negative Nancy. And I am just, I'm just going to say it, right? I'm just going to say my truth. I can't fucking stand these Gen Zers that are entitled to everything. And
Jess on TikTok for 1 week.
dude, they like come for me. Like I just had a girl today make a video about me.
You know the rules. That means you've made it. I mean, unless you're being problematic, in which case we'll talk offline.
Well, no. I mean, I'm doing a fundraiser for Stop API Hate. And, you do something, it's never good enough. So I don't know if you remember, like last year, I did like a BLM fundraiser, raised thousands of dollars. And then last night, I posted that I'm doing this Stop Asian Hate fundraiser. Same thing, just like a raffle. And this guy's like, I hope that you're, concerned about, the latest cop shooting. And I'm like, yeah,
absolutely.
we posted about it. But like I did a fundraiser for it. And now I'm doing one for this cause. I'm like, there's room for everyone's cause. And so like that happened last night. And then today I had some girl being like, you should just give free tattoos to Asian people. And it's like, okay, I run a business. That's not, it doesn't really work. And I've already, in one night, I've raised $2,500 already, and we still have a week left. And it's like, how does me giving away my product, my service for free, do anything for the cause? It absolutely doesn't. And I'm just so sick and tired of people, when you try to do something, saying you're not doing enough or you're not doing it the way that they want you to do it. And it's just like, what are you doing? Are you doing anything? are you doing anything? Because why don't you take the energy that you're using to troll me on the internet? I mean, people do it with us too. I mean, I'm just sick and tired of the more you do,
Well, don't
the
stop
worse
doing.
I know, I'm not, it's just like,
Because those aren't the people that are like picking at you aren't the ones that
I know.
need the help, and B, I
Yeah,
don't know.
and
There
then
isn't enough airspace for all the causes that need attention, quite frankly. Like,
yeah, and then like, one guy was like, can you guys donate? Like, we decided that we were gonna, do it to the main one to stop AAPI hate. And he's like, can you do it to a different, like, can you send the funds somewhere else? It's like, what?
you can send
What?
your funds somewhere else.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm just like a little frustrated because it's like I'm trying to be somewhat of a decent human being and I get shit on for it. Yet if I was doing nothing, no one would say shit to you.
Yeah.
So it's just,
Yeah.
how it goes. It's
I
just,
still admire that you go out of your way to raise money for the causes,
well,
regardless of the
I
hate that you receive.
appreciate it. I'm trying, but it's just frustrating when someone always has something shitty to say. And I find that like the TikTokers are like, I don't know if I'm just on the wrong side of TikTok, but these people are like, I said all of our tattoo artists were female, meaning just women, right?
Mhm.
And she's like, I'm getting really turfy vibes. This really sounds transphobic. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's just, I can't win. And I feel like I don't even want to open up my mouth, even on the podcast. Like, I have stuff to say. And it's like, who am I going to offend?
I know.
So, anyway.
I mean, you're talking
That's
to the
where I'm
wrong
at.
girl about that. I don't know what to
Thank-
say or
Yeah.
how you fix that other than you just keep
And then
trying. I
yeah.
guess that's it.
I'm also having just like issues with one of my employees, and it's just frustrating. And they're having issues with boundaries, and conversations are going unnoticed. Like, it's not computing. So it's just been a day. So I feel like I
you're
need to
being misconstrued across all of your
yeah.
communications.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and again, it's someone was like, hey, you made a typo in your TikTok. Can you like redo it? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Can I redo my TikTok that took me like an hour to edit because I'm old as fuck and cannot figure this fucking app out? Like, no, I can't undo it because I had a typo and it's irritating you. It's like, don't watch the video again. How many times did you fucking watch it? Like,
I mean, just so we're clear, everyone, I'm not disparaging Gen Z. I feel like TikTok just moves so quickly that it's again one of those really easy. It's just like IG, like it's easy to throw up a comment and say something mean.
Yeah.
Period. Just in today's world, it's easy to like scroll through and be like, I don't think she's doing, like this exactly the way that I want her to be doing it and the way I'm expecting. And it's like, okay, that's good for you, Jill.
Yeah, I mean,
Have a
I'm
good
sure
day.
that when I was that age, I was doing the same thing, because I was bored and just like trying to like strike up drama on the internet. But the older
So
I
you're
get,
saying
the
this
more
is
it's just
karma.
like, right? Probably is. It's just like with cancel culture, it's like, watch me get canceled when I'm just trying to do like the right thing. But
Get
whatever.
canceled. Who cares?
Apparently, people. But no, obviously not all the Gen Zers are like that. It's
No, I
just, I've had a bunch of them come at me trying to think like that they know how to do my job better and this and that. Like, trolls on TikTok are real. And it's weird because it's like we've mentioned in the past, like if someone writes a negative review about our podcast or something, it's like you went through all the trouble of like writing that out. And for the podcast, like the person, like they say the word fuck too much or whatever. It's like you like created an account to like to make a negative comment.
This is why I don't know if I will ever understand beef on the internet, because I have never ever dedicated time to like going out of my way to like to do that, because I don't think that it's productive. And for all the people that hate comment on our posts, thank you for your engagement.
Yeah,
I don't really think about it past that anymore. It doesn't really.
Yeah.
It used to bother me, but it used to like personally bother me. But now I just, I don't. Good for you, everybody. Just do something more productive is my only feedback to that, is like, pick any one cause, any one problem, devote 5% of your energy to that thing and making whatever that thing to you is, that important thing, just like marginally better. Be a better human.
Exactly.
I don't know.
The amount of energy that, you spend telling someone else like what they're doing wrong or not good enough or whatever. And there is a difference between trying to educate someone.
Absolutely.
There 100% is. But it's just like, think about that energy and put it to good, because you obviously like are on your phone, click different buttons to like donate or to like, I don't know.
Or like not watch this video if you don't want to.
Order yourself bath bombs and take a fucking bath. I don't know. But anyway, so right before we started to record, I said to Cameron, I'm like, okay, I need to like not be so negative. I need to not let things bother me. So if you can find like a spell that we can do later.
Oh my God, stop.
But yeah, so I'm going to try to like not let the bastards get me down.
No, fuck that.
But I guess on a positive note, I had a couple more videos on TikTok go viral.
Oh yeah,
So
now tell us about that.
Yeah, so I'm like booked out through almost all of July. It's crazy, which is like a good problem to have. But also, it's funny because if I wasn't, I'd be stressed that I'm like, oh my God, am I going to make enough money next month? But now I'm like, oh my God, but like, what if I like want to go away or what? Like I'm having surgery next month. And I had to reschedule like a couple days because I'm having surgery, and that like stresses me out.
What's happening?
Like,
do you want to talk about it?
Oh, I'm just finally having a second nose surgery because I can't
Are you
breathe.
getting your schnoz fixed finally?
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see.
Oh,
So,
good. I hope you can breathe better.
I mean, I just hope that I don't sound nasally in the
Are you
future.
getting the same surgery that Dixie and Charlie got? That's a joke.
Who are
anybody
those
watching
people?
TikTok. Never mind, Jess. Another day.
I'm on the other side of TikTok right now. I am really enjoying like hacks and like furniture like upgrades, and it's not all bad, guys. You just caught me on a bad day. I just had a lot go on today. I had like a lot of drama.
I feel like generally though, we haven't talked that much actually since our last catch up, which was a little bit dark. That I think though in the few texts that we've exchanged, things have been going better overall. Like we aren't depressed. You're not depressed anymore, are you?
No, a little bit, but not like
it was, right?
Yeah. I think also like the weather changing helps, obviously, because we were talking about the SADs. I do, however, still have the issue where like I want to go see my friends, but when it comes to it, I don't have the energy to leave the house, or I want to be home by like 6. And it's annoying because, you know, it's kind of like the chicken or the egg, right? Where it's like, I'm bitching about not seeing my friends, but also like I'm not going out and seeing my friends. And I'm aware that this is all in my control, but it's just the pandemic fatigue. How about you? Where are you at?
Oh my God, I feel like so much has happened.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, we left on a dark note. I was having a really rough time with the SADs this year. I actually I think where we left off is that I had made a doctor's appointment to have my medication evaluated because I wasn't having like harmful thoughts or any sort of that. Yeah. But I was just very concerned with like my lethargy level and just sort of like a loss of interest in things, but also I have a lot of trouble starting too many things that I never finish. So I went to get evaluated to see like, are these things related? Is this seasonal? Is this me? Has this been an issue, for much longer than I realized? So I talked to my regular doctor and they referred me to a psychiatrist because my regular doctor is the one that prescribes my normal medication. So they passed me off to someone else for other evaluations. And so I'm not really in a place to start talking about what I have done yet, just because I'm still trying new things out and seeing what works the best for me. Like, do I take medication in the morning? Should I take it before bed? Because for me, during the SAD, sleep was all over the place. I was like staying awake till 4 o'clock in the morning and sleeping until 3 p.m. and then, feeling sorry for myself for 5 hours. And so bedtime has been like a religious routine for me. So I've been trying to iron out like, how certain things make me feel and like, am I eating the right kinds of foods or the wrong to make me feel like, really high or really low. So I don't know. There's not really a steadfast answer. I know that when the chime changed, I definitely noticed a boost in my mood, but also many things in my life picked up. So I got approved for graduation in May. So that means that I can continue down the road of pursuing the therapy this fall. So like a lot of like weird, vague, loose ends got tied up. And then an old boss of mine reached out and offered me some contract work. So just as I was getting to like my last few dollars in my bank account, this sort of rolled in and was a very welcome thing, because obviously not having a job
Money.
and having depression isn't ideal.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think from where I was the last time we recorded versus now, I feel like almost sprinting versus like before I was doing absolutely nothing. And now I feel like I'm sort of maybe edging on the Kate doing too much thing again. So I'm really working with Nance on like
Finding
balancing
balance.
those boundaries on like actually, taking time for myself, actually making sure I go to bed. So yeah, I'm in a much better headspace. I'm dealing with a lot of stress just with like all of a sudden everybody wants everything and we're all doing all the things. So it's like the
Yes, I
opposite
get that.
of the winter time, which I think happens every year and somehow we're like surprised, but I'm just trying to manage like a little bit of self-care. As a person that has now reintegrated back into an office environment for part of the time.
Oh, really?
It's a nightmare.
How often are you in the office?
More often than I would like to be in the office.
And how long is this contract for? Or is it just kind of like open-ended?
It's open-ended-ish. Yeah. I think,
Okay.
I obviously can state my terms, but it is more helpful sometimes for what I do with clients to be there in person. So it does lend itself to like getting feedback correctly and there's some back and forth. But man, am I an introvert who is now living back in an extroverted world. So that has been a really big adjustment. It's like, you're in front of people all day. Again, you come home, I'm around people and animals. There has been, just that missing spot of like solitude has been the biggest thing that I've noticed that I've been missing. That like when I get home, even like on our group, on our texts and stuff, like I don't really have much to say sometimes after work because I'm just like tapped and I'm going to, read a book and try to like desensitize and so I can fall asleep at a normal time.
I don't know. It's weird to go a year without working and then being thrust back into it. Obviously we have different jobs, right? And different situations, but I know we were closed for like 6 months and coming back, instead of doing 5 days a week, I'm doing 4. And instead of doing 12 to 8, I'm doing 1 to 7. I'm seeing less people a day, but even just seeing like 2-3 people a day, you have to be on. And I feel like being on it's just so much work now because we were so used to nothing and nobody
and then like on the other end of thing, there have been people that have been working this entire time while like half of us have been sitting on our assholes. There have been, essential workers and everybody important in between that have like literally not stopped and had to do more than has been expected while doing all of this. And it just makes me even more like riding the subway now is a literal delight because there is no one on it. But I see people that obviously that I know are working in professions where they haven't stopped working. And I'm happy at least there are little things like not that many people on the subway to like ruin your life. And there are certain things that are really nice about this like, post life where things are like feel a little bit more manageable. The one thing that's interesting to me are the people that are really eager for it to go back the way that it is. And it's like, that's fucking dead. Like that, like, like all of the emotional things that have happened to all of us, like be it political, be it from a health perspective, be it from a relationships and being isolated perspective, like we can't emotionally, like I'm not that bitch
just
anymore.
Flip a switch.
Like she's dead, like we're not, I can't unsee, I can't unlearn, I can't, like you can't unhappen the last year of all of the fucking shit that's happened. And I see a lot of people that maybe were a little too eager to like get back in the saddle.
I think there was also a lot of people that just didn't take it as seriously the whole time anyway.
Yeah.
And with the vaccine, I'm fully vaxxed, but a lot of people just think that, okay, then that means that everything's fine. And it's not. We still need to take precautions. And I'm in the same boat as you. I think it's fucking crazy when people are just like acting like nothing ever happened.
Too, just moreover, like one of the biggest lessons I learned for myself in my sobriety and all of it from last year was like, we were all just moving way too fast and a lot of it didn't matter. And like,
Yeah.
now I notice a lot of that kind of coming back up again and like people not realizing that like, wait, we just went through this huge thing and like, this doesn't matter. Like, let's workshop our way through it. I've been noticing that a lot. And it generally tends to be, you know, people that are potentially older than our generation, but it's just like, I don't know. I find myself just being like, this doesn't matter. Like, although I'm here to help do whatever needs to get done, like, I also am trying to maintain the perspective of like, you know, I think that that's also why coming back to a situation like this has been really important for me to recognize why leaving the industry ultimately is the right decision for me, because I just want to be of service in ways that have a more emotional impact than like what I'm currently doing, even though that's fun too.
I think that a lot of us learned from the pandemic and had a lot of growth and did some self-reflection and kind of just realized our priorities. Did I say that weird? Priorities. And maybe those people just didn't. And I totally get what you're saying. It's just like, calm down, Karen. Like, it's
I
not
feel
that
like it
serious.
might have been easier for us to have that perspective because we're already on like a different journey where we've had to evaluate and question so many things that we thought we knew anyway, that maybe again, it's just us not realizing that, like, for the sober people listening, like, we're all dealing with our feelings and evaluating everything constantly anyway and worrying about like, does this matter? That obviously stopping life for an entire year makes you reflect on that more. Maybe it's just just the gap is now wider.
Yeah, I don't know. See, I also feel like I'm getting old. I feel like I'm less in touch, and it's harder for me to relate to the younger kids.
My God,
So
why?
I just feel like everything, like with the younger generation, changes so rapidly with like what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. This is what we're doing now. This is not what we're doing now. And I'm trying to constantly learn and keep myself educated and all of that stuff. But I just think I don't know, maybe it's just like the world that I'm in, right? Maybe it's just like the bubble that I'm in my town, in my industry, in my community. I don't know. But it's just, I don't know. It's really hard to explain, I guess. I just feel like I can't keep up and I never know what's right and what's wrong. And I feel old. I know I'm not old, but it's just like, I feel like a fucking geezer, man.
Nat, welcome to the pod.
Kate, I'm so glad to be here.
I'm so excited to tell you about our new sponsors for the new year.
Who is it?
So we have Brainwashed Coffee, and Brainwashed Coffee is amazing because 50% of all of the proceeds support addiction recovery. One of my sober treats this year was an espresso machine, so I'm really excited to use Brainwashed Coffee to make some lattes. Brainwashed has a 20% off discount when you use the code Seltzer Squad at checkout. It's brainwashedcoffeeco.com. Use the discount code at checkout, get 20% off. Let's all get caffeinated and crush our goals.
Yeah, stay caffeinated.
Hey, Kate, what's another way that the squad can help support the podcast?
In addition to just listening or signing up to our Patreon, y'all can shop our online merch store, which has a variety of different sober treats, from mugs to sweatshirts to tanks and tees.
Everything.
All of our signature sayings are all over our sober merch. So visit seltzersquadshop.com and check it out.
Treat yourself to something sober while supporting the pod.
I also like to be at home in pajamas by like 6 o'clock. Like if I do see friends, I'll be like, okay, can we make it a lunch thing? Because I don't want to do dinner anymore. I want to be like in bed, cuddled up, not even in bed, but just like relaxing. I definitely appreciate my downtime more than I used to. I used to be like, go, go, go before the pandemic. And now I'm just
you really were a goer.
Yeah. Now I'm like, nah, it's fine. I'm fine here. I've got my 1,000-pound sister to watch.
How's
I'm
your sobriety?
good. I mean, I'm still sober.
Yeah. I hope so.
I don't know. It's fine. I don't think it's as shaky as
or not?
I mean, I don't know. It's not as shaky as it was last time we spoke. I realized like one time what made me want to drink was Cameron and I were having a conversation and I said something about, yeah, I could also just have like a drink, but I don't do that because there's going to be times that I can't have a drink. And she was like, I've heard your podcast. I know that you can't just stop at one drink. And so that's when I'm like, oh, do you want to see? Do you want to see that I actually can
No.
have?
Yeah.
No, you know what I
you
mean? It's
Yeah.
just more like to prove a point rather than to actually drink. But yeah, I'm not craving drinking or anything like that. I'm trying to think if I like romanticize having a cocktail with dinner at a restaurant, but I haven't even really gone out to eat or anything. So as of right now, going strong. It's more of
How long
just
has
an
it been?
annoyance.
2 years?
Me, I'm coming up on 1,000 days. So
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't know what that is. Let's see here. Let me open up my Quit That.
Well,
Says it's been
one of our squad
September
members
10th.
One of our squad members said, "Is year 2 the angry and bitter year of sobriety?" And I'm
Maybe.
wondering if maybe you're in the angry bitter space.
Maybe. It's been September 10th, 2018.
Okay.
So I guess this September will be 3 years. So yeah, I'm like 2.5 or a little more than 2.5. I don't know. I think maybe it's just annoying. I feel like annoyed because I go through feeling like, well, maybe I should just have a drink because I bet I could just have a drink. Like Kate's eyes. But you know what I mean? Like I fucking want it and I'm an adult and I've done the work. Like if I want to have a drink like once a year or twice a year, like then fuck it, I should be able to. And then I'm like, but then like you did all this work and it's like for nothing. But okay, you're fine, you can do it. But then I'm like, okay, why do I want to drink? Like why do I like what do I just I mean, I know that I don't want to get wasted, but I feel like it'd be nice to have like a little giddy buzz for like a special occasion. You know what I mean? But yeah, I feel like the good thing is I play the tape through and I think of, or even if whatever, I think of like, why do I want this? And like, what would happen if I did? And what would it mean? And what could that potentially lead to? And I just kind of, I feel like it's a choice. It's a choice that I make to stay sober every day or every time that I'm around alcohol. Like it's not like I have to be. It's a choice I'm making because I know that I'm better sober. I don't know. Maybe that sounds stupid. But
One of our old friends today, Little R, and he was joking with me about like old roommates that I've had. Like, remember when I lived in the house with all the boys and like the crazy lady up the street? And he was like, he and TJ were talking and they're like, remember the days when you could just like hang out with friends and have a beer? And I was like, like, yes, I do, and then they were laughing and it was like a funny little flashback for me of like how long ago that all really was. And like, obviously I didn't stop drinking for a long time, even after all, like during a lot of that stuff. But as like simple as that sounds, it just also sounds so complicated at the same time when I think about it.
Yeah. And it's funny because there are like, I definitely romanticize like times, like not specific instances, but like, say you and I were still drinking and it was like a nice day and be like, hey, like let's go get some like day drinks outside at like X bar or whatever restaurant. Like I miss those times from the past, but then it's like, okay, I'm older now, I'm not 25 anymore or even 30 anymore. And it's not just me who's changed, it's kind of everyone's changed. Like most of my friends don't live in Jersey City anymore, or they have kids, or they, you know what I mean? Like I keep thinking about, oh, I don't drink, so I can't have this. I can't have those times. But it's like, no.
Those times don't exist anymore.
They don't exist anymore. And it's like, even if I was still drinking, everyone's gone. Everyone's moved on. Everyone's doing something else. Some people don't even drink anymore. Some people have babies. Some people are messes still. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Is it making sense? It's like, okay, me not drinking isn't what's making that not happen. Life is what's making that not happen in time. And this was years ago.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
don't know,
definitely
just-
romanticize like the carefree nature of in which those things seem to flow, but I also
Mhm.
feel like we selectively remember like those days would then turn into nights, and then those nights would be filled with like us
Yes.
calling whoever we were dating at the time, like crying to them, you know what I mean? Like it would always,
Yeah.
like when I think back to those things, I do still selectively leave things out. And then I'm like,
Of
oh yeah,
course.
actually that's the night that happened, or that's when that happened. And
Yeah.
I'm just really glad that like I'm now in my friend circle that we're not like women who whine, because
Yeah.
that's like the older version of what that is, right? Is like we're missing out on like 30s people wine culture, whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
you know?
And it's
30s
not for
people
me
brunch
anyway.
culture, and I'm glad that I'm not growing into that, I guess. And I left that
Yeah.
or whatever, cuz I quit drinking before I turned 30. So
Mhm.
it's been I
Wow.
haven't had a
That's
drink in my
crazy.
30s.
Yeah, I quit drinking when I was 33, I think.
But a lot of
Which
like
doesn't make sense. Wait, because then I'd be sober for 4 years. So that doesn't make sense. Whatever. Maybe the first time. Maybe for like the first like almost a year, and then I probably drank for a year and then went back. Whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah. No. I'm glad I'm not like gonna be one of those like mommy juice and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I think it's so unattractive and so gross and all of the above. So yay us.
Just like trolls, I think it's a waste of time.
How's like yeah. But like how is your sobriety? Because you just had 5 years.
I have been noticing, like, I think we talked in the last about, the other tendencies kind of rear their ugly heads of like wanting to vape incessantly and then wanting to eat really poorly and all of the other things that I sort of clutch onto. And I've been playing the tape through on those things now where like, if I'm going to go spend money I really don't have on like, if I'm in like a weird black hole of thinking that I need to like find the best iPad case and can't fall asleep until I do that.
That's me.
Like, is there a reason? Like, I play the tape through. Like, why do I think I need this? Do I think that this is going to make me more creative? Do I think this is going to make me a more eligible candidate for a job or a client? Like, where's the insecurity coming from? Is this just because I'm bored? So I've been doing that with like why I will go and grab the unhealthy food or like the sugar or whatever. And it's not about just like those being unhealthy choices, but I'm trying to more analyze like why is it a compulsory feeling instead of like sitting in, oh, like today was just kind of like a very busy day and I feel overstimulated, and rather than like, going to wash my makeup off, I'll like, sit on my phone and eat bad food for me, and somehow that doesn't relieve the stress either, but it just feels easier.
Yeah.
So I've just been sort of trying to
Also,
analyze my behavior a little bit more.
I feel like bad, like sugary foods and stuff like that does give you like that weird dopamine, like that fake. So, I mean, it makes sense. And I feel like maybe this sounds ignorant, but I don't know. I feel like drunk or like being fucked up is my default or like my autopilot.
Well, it's like escape.
That's what I do. Like that's, so it's, I don't know. That's like my default. It's like, okay, let's just drink about it. And so you're constantly fighting your natural nature.
So now I'm just trying to interrupt it before I do the reaching and interrupt like, okay, wait, stop a second. What's really happening? And like, what's going on here? And then it's like, do I just need to take a deep breath and then make myself something real to eat? Was it just out of convenience of like, I'm hungry this minute, so I'm going to shove something into my mouth this minute? Or can I wait 3 minutes and make myself a fucking, you know what I mean? Like, can it wait 5 minutes, Kate? So I've been just trying to be less impulsive and slowing down in between things. Like, I'm not going to starve to death in the time of like now in 7:30. I probably won't die.
Yeah.
So can I just slow that down? So, and then the other part of my sobriety has really, really been digging into the codependency aspect of that's a you problem, not a me problem. And I'm not going to insert myself unwanted and make this my problem, which is probably the hardest thing for me of all. Is like, if there's drama going on, I used to insert myself and be like, I'll fix it. Here I am to help. And now I'm like, no one asked for my help, so I'm not going to help. And I'm just going to shut the fuck up and mind my own business, which is so hard.
It's so hard.
It's so hard because you want to like give all of your tips and all of your advice, and you want to be like, I know all of this stuff about it. Like, here's how to hack it. And it's like, no one asked you, Kate. Just shut up. So I've been working on shutting up.
I was going to say, but like, see what therapy does? Makes you like reflect on yourself. You wouldn't be doing that if you
No, I
weren't
know,
in
yeah.
therapy.
Totally.
I've been trying to catch myself too and not act immediately, especially if I'm annoyed that like Cameron's drinking or drank more than I wish or something. Do I really want to bring it up when she's in this state? No. So I'm really, my soul always wants to be very, what is the word? I'm reactionary. So I'm trying not to be as reactionary. I wish I practiced that earlier with my TikTok troll. But
you need to text me. I'm very good at being like, just wait 45 minutes. You will forget about it.
I know. And it's cool because like she made a video about me and then 2 people came to like my page to like, why? And I haven't replied. I'm like, I'm just going to leave it.
Yeah.
Like, look at that. Don't feed them. But just in general, I'm trying to not be as reactionary.
The other thing too that I've noticed is that I've been trying to identify, I've been really trying to listen to when people are talking and they're, showing frustration or they're showing anger or they're being passive aggressive and really like almost like putting up a fake wall between what that comment was, because I'm like, this has nothing to do with me. Like, I'm just going to let that land on like a blank face instead of like, I'm extremely expressive. Like, where you're
more
at.
skilled than I am.
Yeah. Where you're at with me at any moment by judging by my facial expressions. Instead, I'm trying to just let that shit land on a blank canvas and be like, I'm going to make it awkward now and be silent so that you have to rethink what was just said because this is not my problem. Which is so hard. Like, I feel like it's Jedi mind shit that I'm trying to...
I was going to say, I hope I can get there one day.
So that's where my sobriety is now, is just really trying to like separate myself from all the things that are not my deal. And my identity is really wrapped up in like making other people's shit my deal. And then getting mad at them for not taking my advice. So now I'm like...
Well, because you spend all that time giving your advice or giving your opinion, especially
but like,
if they do
what
ask
it's like
for
if someone gives you their opinion, like, I don't want it. I didn't ask you for your advice. Like, shut up.
No, I'm shaking my head because I'm not going to take it.
So that's,
even if I asked you, chances are I'm not going to take it. So,
and it's hard too, like with my husband. Like, it's hard to not fucking all day insert yourself into like what you should and shouldn't be doing. And I just have been trying to shut up when I like because we hear everything that goes on in each other's lives. So I can get a little nitpicky, and now I'm just like, shut up, Kate. Like, it doesn't matter.
It's hard, right? It's hard.
And that's just me, like, looking for control, So I have to just
that makes sense.
Fucking let it go. It's annoying.
Well, in different catch up. This has been interesting.
Yeah.
I'm curious where we're going to be in like 3 more months or 2 more months or whatever it is.
Yeah, me too.
Hopefully it will be like,
I give us like I'm at like a 7.5 out of 10, whereas before I think I was at like a 4 out of 10.
That's good.
So I would say much improvement.
Good. I don't know. Ask me tomorrow. I'll have a more positive answer.
All right. I'll ask you on TikTok.
Yeah, I guess that's it. I think we're good. I guess I should end on a positive
how's your
note.
seasonal depression? Let us know.
Let us know. I've been working in my backyard, so I have a nice place to hang this summer. So we'll see.
Pictures. Post pictures.
Okay. Well, soon.
Right. I love you.
All right. Well, till we meet again.
Be nice to yourself and be nice to Gen Z.
Yeah.
Till we meet again.
And don't forget,
hangovers suck.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. Every review helps other listeners find us. Music by Dead Go West. Art by Kate Sander. For show notes and resources, check out seltzersquad.com.